Hi, I'm Bill Bradley. Join me for a recent excerpt of American Voices. But first, here on American Voices, we're curious about people's stories and the memories they hold close to their heart. So we ask author Jay Kaiser, is there a snack or meal that reminds you of your childhood? His recent book is Play It Again, Sam, Repetition in the Arts. Here's what he told us.
Hello, my name is Jay Kaiser, and I'd like to tell you about my favorite memory of food as a young boy. From, I would say 1945 to 1948, I was working on what Boy Scouts called an Eagle, reaching the rank of Eagle Scout. And in order to do that, you had to earn a number of so-called merit badges. And these merit badges were in a lot of different topics like map reading or tying knots. One of them was cycling merit badge. And there you had to take, I'm doing this from memory now, but I think it was 2 10-mile hikes and one 25-mile. So you had to do a number of bike hikes and you had to keep a record of it. Now, in those days, I would simply get on my bicycle and ride around the city. I grew up in Washington, D.C., and it was a lovely city to ride around in, and just had to make sure that you went for 10 miles. So I usually went to some place which was 5 miles out and then come back, that sort of thing. And when I went, my mother would give me a quarter, 25 cents. And the reason for that was that when I would start out around 10 or 11, halfway through the bike hike, it would be lunchtime. And I would want to stop somewhere for lunch. And my favorite place to stop was a place called the Little Tavern. I don't think they have them anymore, but if you were to go online and search for Little Taverns, you'd find them. It was this iconic restaurant, tiny little thing, had white walls and green roofs. And you go into this little tavern, and they had a sign on the top, 5-cent hamburgers. So you could actually get 3 hamburgers and 2 Cokes for 25 cents. And I thought that was wonderful. So every one of these bike hikes was, for me, a wonderful experience because I would go to the little tavern, I'd ride my bicycle to a little tavern. And when I got to the little tavern, I would order the 3 hamburgers and 2 Cokes and enjoy my lunch. And I'll never forget that because it was sort of like coming to a home away from home. The little taverns are gone now, but they are well known in the sort of the people who study the history of these things because the little taverns, there was another franchise alongside the little taverns now that I think of it called White Tower. And both of them were precursors of things like McDonald's now or Wendy's. And the idea was to have the same looking structure everywhere so that wherever you met it, even though you might be in a different town, a different street, a different neighborhood, there was that same familiar structure. So you would feel this sense of coming to a familiar place. It was a kind of a repetition that was built into the architecture so that when you came to it, you were coming to a familiar place. So that was my favorite food was the Little Tavern 5-cent hamburger. I always had it with everything, which meant pickles and relish. But I don't remember the taste so much as I remember the sense of independence that it built in me. Because here I was on my bicycle, I had taken my own trip, and now I was stopping and buying my own lunch. And for a little bit, it was possible for me to play adult. It was an illusion, but it was a pleasant illusion. You know, growing up isn't it a tussle between wanting to be free and wanting not to be free? You want to be taken care of, but then if you're taken care of, then you're not free, and you want to be free, so you don't want to be taken care of. So I guess it's really a question of who is doing the caretaking, you or someone else. And I think that's really the break between childhood and adulthood. That's why I remember the little taverns. I wonder if anybody else out there does.
That was Jay Kaiser. His recent book is Play It Again, Sam, Repetition in the Arts. Thank you for listening to American Voices here on my YouTube channel. For more interviews celebrating the goodness and creativity of the American people, click the subscribe button below.